I just can't stop thinking about this guy that DM'd me. He was asking me to name 2 reasons why I should go on a date with him. Excuse me, sir, you're the one that's in my DMs. What do you mean? You guys need to be humble.
No man wants to commit to me. Like, I don't understand the issue. I cook, clean, do laundry.
I've learned my lesson with these nonchalant ass men, and the lesson is we don't do nonchalant, okay? I want my man to be chalant. I want all of it. It's either like all in or nothing.
I'm not sure if guys on Hinge just have an unlimited amount of beautiful women to scroll and match with, but I'm finding it extremely hard to actually get a guy to take me out on a date on Hinge. So at this point, I'm taking it as my sign to switch to a more of an exclusive dating app because Hinge is just not for me.
What's good, guys? It's your boy Josten J coming to you with another video. Let's cook, boys. Let's cook. Alright. Women are shocked when men stop explaining themselves in modern dating. We got action. Let's cook.
I am not even kidding. I have just had my 3rd date to cancel on me within 24 hours. I had 3 dates within 24 hours because I knew that at least one of them would cancel. 3 have been cancelled on me. What is wrong with this Melbourne dating scene?
Tell me exactly what's the problem here. So she set up 3 dates with 3 different dudes who she's really not interested in anyway, and they all cancel on her. They don't go explaining themselves to her. What's the problem? Let's be blood raw about this. The problem is she can't reap the benefits. She can't have these guys spend their resources on the date, get attention from these guys, and silently have them all competing against each other. She can't pick from the best one. She can't waste their time. This is why men stop giving women so much attention. Once they come to the realization that this is what takes place in the dating market, dudes stop. But it's a benefit to them, just not to the women. Let's be real about this. So while she's saying this as if it's a problem, an inconvenience, imagine that. You're wasting 3 dudes' time. You're wasting 3 guys. You're wasting their time. But it's an inconvenience to you because you can't waste their time. Amazing, isn't it? Before we get into the next one, let me put you guys onto a great deal. The sponsor of today's video is Tej Hanley. Tej Hanley skincare routine is simple and uncomplicated, made just for men. I know a lot of guys think that they don't need a skincare routine, but once you give this stuff a try, it is going to blow your mind, okay? There's a lot of things that are going to come in the box that you're going to get. You're going to get a face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer, and a PM moisturizer. They take care of everything. This is literally going to enhance your skin. You're going to be ready to fight the day, get through it, and even when you're in front of people, they're going to start to ask you, what are you using? And on top of that, they have a clay mask that you can use. They have a retinol stick, which is my personal favorite. They have all these tips and tricks to make your skin pop, but don't take it from me, guys. You can check the reviews. They have tons of great reviews, and it comes with an instruction card that makes it even more simple. It tells you how much to use, when to use it, and in what order. If you guys want to sign up for this skincare routine, you're going to get 40% off plus 20% off for life. I repeat, 40% off plus 20% for life. You are not going to find a deal like this anywhere else that's genuinely trying to help men look and feel their best. You are him, they are them. Do not waste time, guys. Click that link in the description and get started today.
Can I please have a man slowly explain to me why you all suck so much? I can honestly sit here and say, as a 34-year-old woman, I have not met one damn good man. So please, someone explain to me why the that is.
Okay, so this chick is saying she's never met a good man, right? So she's never met a good man. That's not true. Channels like mine exist for a reason. Most dudes, contrary to popular belief, this space isn't that popular. Do you understand how many millions of people there are in the world? Most dudes operate with this same song and dance of I can be kind, chivalrous, and do all of this off rip, mind you, and she's gonna appreciate this. See, this is what men are taught to do since young, but women are never taught how to obtain a guy, how to obtain this type of treatment. No, it's just a given because men have been told this since birth. She's never met a good guy. Let's knock this out the park right now. This isn't the type of woman that you bring home to your mom. This isn't the type of woman that you parade around town and that you're proud of. No, this chick is getting hit for dime bags and ecstasy pills. Mollies, whatever you want to call them. Yup, I grew up around these type of chicks. Smashed a bunch of these type of chicks. Bro, the thing is with men, right? We'll try a bunch of different women. This ethnicity, from this place, this part of the world, this part of the world, this part of the world, whatever. And we come to realize that the rules are all the same across the board. We have to stay on code. These women think, oh, all men are this way. You don't try all men. You ignore most men. You don't try all men, so how do you know what all men are like and what they're not like? Makes absolutely no sense. All men are this, all men are that. You don't know what all men are because you only go for a specific type of guy or guys that align and have these traits. So you've never met a good guy. Basically, bro, she's met guys who just move on to the next option, who have fun with her and move on to the next fun girl. But is that a man problem or is that a you problem? That's a you problem. Can men explain this? Bro, what's understood doesn't need to be explained. Men are actually protecting themselves. See, when women come out here and make these videos, what it does is it shows you that the type of men they're bumping into are actually smart because they're getting out of the way. They're not going for what society says, and these women can't reap the benefits off of dudes being dumb. So when they're complaining about dudes, these dudes are really smart. Whatever they say, oh, this guy didn't do this, this guy did this, this guy, he did everything that he was supposed to do to not get fleeced, finessed, and taken advantage of. Let's get the next one.
Any grown-ass man that's waiting for somebody to text or call first is not somebody that you want to have in your life, because they're just playing games, and we don't have time for it, honestly. We're in 2026, and now it seems like men are the ones that want to be chased. They're the ones that want to be spoiled. I don't need you to take me out to get some food. I can get my own food. I need a conversation with more depth.
Men don't want to be chased, and they're going to keep going on. How many times have you heard this in a clip? Men want to be chased nowadays. No, they don't. Let's say men were asking for, a hot plate of cooked food, a couple pictures, effort. That's not being chased. Everything that men are asking for from women is for free. Everything they're asking from you, it costs something. So imagine that. Imagine that. Look at the depth since she's bringing up depth. I want depth since she's bringing it up. Men want things that are for free, that come directly from you. You want things that come directly from, like, outside of a man. You don't want depth. And if you did, it would start with going for not just his looks, not how his life is set up, how his life looks. It would be getting to know the person. That's how you get depth. Knock it off. I tell the same thing to dudes. So you think we're like dunking on women? No, I tell the same thing to dudes. Stop putting looks first. Really get to know the chick, and you'll find depth. Oh, but I need a baddie, bro. Good luck. Same thing on the other side for women. Stop thinking he needs to be this and look like this and this and this and this, and then you'll find depth. But we all know they're not going to do that. Men don't want to be chased. Men are just not explaining themselves. See, the moment you don't do something, men used to be like this. You know, I would really appreciate it if you did this. I like my girls to do this. Now men are just silent about it. If she doesn't do it, go away. Let's get the next one.
So the guy that ghosted me, I was so loyal to him for months. Like, as he ghosted me, thinking that we still had a chance for months. Loyal to him for no reason. Like,
now this clip is very important because guys don't believe me or don't want to believe the advice of other smart men when they tell you that a woman will literally follow your lead off rip when she's interested in you. Oh no, that's not true. You need to build rapport and this and that. The guy who's ghosting her, she kept trying to make things work with him. Off rip. Because she was really interested in him. This is another reason why men don't explain themselves, because for the smart men who do listen to the information, for the smart men who do say, you know what, I'm not going to think, based on what I feel, I'm going to go with somebody experienced. I'm going to go with their knowledge that they're trying to give to me. Okay, they're telling me that this is true. Let me operate with this strategy. Oh my God, it is true. So now again, when a woman gives me the runaround, I don't go for it. because I already know that this is true due to my experience. But first, I have to listen to that advice, right? Men, stop explaining themselves, because you will blindly follow a guy that you like. And when women are talking about, I'm not doing that, or I don't do that anymore, they're timed out of the market, bro. When they have access, right, and they have the ability to have fun in this game, they operate this way. When it's not fun anymore and things are becoming, it's getting down to the wire. Oh my God, I got to put up a Hail Mary. Now I have standards. Now I don't go for this. That's no fun. That's no fun. Those standards need to be there in the beginning. Not when it's too late, not when you're timed out, so nobody cares. But this clip is very important, bro. I don't usually go over to guys' houses, and I don't usually do this, and he's got to take me to dinner, and da-da-da-da-da-da. What's this? Their rebuttal will be, well, she's young. Well, men like young women. So anytime they have a rebuttal, it's never going to make sense when you think like a man. Going back to the chick who was like, I need depth. See, depth to them is ignoring all of that stuff. When I say, yeah, men like younger women, and yeah, they tend to do that when they're young. Oh, but she just hasn't grown up. See, you lack depth if you don't agree with that. Knock it off. Men are not explaining themselves. Let's get the next one.
Here's a long-awaited update on Mr. Chelsea Living Room guy. And it's not what we want to hear, girlies. So basically, we had gone on like 2 dates, and like the second one was really casual. Nothing like escalated on that date. I'm like, okay, perfect. That's great. And I ended up inviting him to an event my friend was having last weekend. And it's like one of the like, I don't know, you get dressed up, there's a DJ events, and he's like, what is this? And it's like, read the description. And I let him know, and he never replies. And I actually haven't heard from him since. And so we're getting ghosted by Mr. Chelsea Living Room. But here are the things why I think it could be the case. He's 28, I'm 30, and I feel like I may have given off like more of like a girlfriend vibe. And that actually is like more so along the lines of what I'm looking for. And also, like, going into summer, I feel like everybody just like wants to have fun. So it's not a big deal. Like, I'm like kind of sad about it, but I feel like now I've had time to come to terms with it. So we're just gonna have to replace Mr. Chelsea Living Room on the roster.
This chick in this clip, she says something that stuck out to me, right? She said, in the summertime, people want to have their fun. They don't want to be tied down. This is true for you. How do channels like mine exist? Because guys go on with this strategy whenever they really like a chick. Most guys have no game. That's why women learn dudes way quicker than dudes learn women. So men want to treat women well. They want to be kind. They want to be in a relationship super fast. What are you talking about? This guy that you wanted didn't want you. Point blank, period. Straight up like that. But this is another one of a man's indifference down for the books. Let's get the next one.
Why the fuck are we ghosting people in 2026? You guys, it's fucking 2026. I got ghosted not by a lover, not by someone I was dating, but by a friend or someone who I thought was a friend. So let me just tell you about what happened. So this guy and I, we were homies. We hung out like all summer. We became friends earlier this past year, or in 2025. He would sit on his floor and eat Wingstop and like watch bullshit TV and text every day and banter and just like, it was like a hilarious friendship. And then suddenly I stopped hearing from him in December or November, maybe. I don't know, whatever. So then I texted him and be like, hey, like just thinking about you. Just, you doing okay? Just checking in on you. No response. Then I sent him a couple like Instagram reels. I didn't really like think of the fact that he wasn't responding to them. I didn't think that deeply of it. And then I went to go try to tag him in my 2025 wrapped little like video like montage that I made. And then I couldn't find him as a user. I was like, what the fuck? Did this man block me? And I went to go investigate and he had removed me as a follower. And so I sent him a DM and I was like, hey, what the fuck's happening? I was like, I'm trying to tag you in my video and you didn't pop up. LOL, what's going on? And he saw the message and didn't respond. And so a couple days later, I followed up and was like, hey, like, I don't know if I did anything wrong, but I don't know what this sudden ghosting is all about. What the fuck? Like, I genuinely thought we were friends and like nothing happened. Nothing weird happened at all. And so I was very confused about what the fuck happened. And then he finally responded. Let me read this one out loud to you guys. Sometimes people drift away from each other. Energy shifts, people change. I felt that it was time to move on. No anger towards you. It was just time. Happy New Year and I love you dearly. What the fuck? I screenshotted that shit and sent it to all my best friends. I was like, what the fuck is he on? What is happening to this man? What the fuck is happening? And so then I called him out on his bullshit. I was like, what is with the sudden ghosting? So I sent him this message. I think it was like pretty sweet, but also like calling him out on his bullshit. Just being like, hey, maybe don't ghost people in the future. Suggestion. I was trying to be a little bit sassy, but not too bitchy, you know? And then the icing on the cake, his response, hey, thanks. Have a good one. I just responded saying, LOL. Because at this point, he'd blocked me. So, whatever. I'm like, what the fuck? What kind of high horse therapy speak, like, ooby-dooby fucking spiritual nonsense are you on right now, brah? So anyway, I was kind of hurt by it for a day or two, but we're over him now. So I just thought it was funny. And like, why are we ghosting people in 2026? Please, grow up, send a text. Literally the easiest fucking thing to do. Especially if you're fucking dating someone, don't ghost them. Oh, then on top of all that, icing on the cake, the other day my friend told me that my ex, so she's still kind of in touch with them through their partner or whatever, that he was dating some girl, but then he ghosted her out of the blue. Just stopped responding to her. What is wrong with these people?
This guy was in the friend zone. Right? Now, he goes on about his business. He's not trying to be used anymore. Fleas, finesse. He's not trying to be played with. It's a problem now. Now, pay attention. When I tell you guys, tell a woman, okay, never mind. She doesn't want to cooperate. She's giving you a fuss. She's giving you resistance. She's putting distance in between you guys. Even if you try to make an innuendo or a joke at her and she's giving you a hard time, okay, never mind. Will a lot of them go on about their business? Yes. But also, some of them are going to be like, did I do something wrong? They don't check themselves until you show them that they're really not a part of the program. They're really not. You become a part of the program when you cooperate. Anything before that, you're not a part of the program. You're not a part of that. You have to earn access to that. This is when they start checking themselves. Oh shit, I'm tripping. Well, damn, did I do something wrong? Because now he ain't really trying to, yeah, that's how it should be. All men should operate like that. So this guy doesn't want to stay in the friend zone. He's slowly pulling himself away from you. And there's a problem here because you can't use him. Because you can't waste his time. Bro, it's crazy to me that women have a problem when they cannot waste your time. They act like you committed a robbery. And I know what you're thinking. Well, did he ever voice that he wanted to be with her? It doesn't matter, bro. They learn us way faster than we learn them. They know when you're interested in them. It's to the point where when you walk up to a woman, in her mind, she thinks, oh, not again. I know what this guy wants. Even if you were about to tell her, hey, ma'am, you dropped something. Hey, excuse me. Can I speak with you for a second? You might be trying to sell her something. She thinks you're interested in her because they're used to this and their head's inflated. So she knew that he wanted to be with her. She didn't want to be with him, but she wanted to be with his attention, just not with him. He goes away, there's a problem. And because he didn't explain himself, now she's searching for an answer. Did I do something wrong? How about we just try not to ghost people? Really? Guys, do not explain yourself to a woman. Don't. There's no need for it. So let's look at it this way. Would he have gained something by explaining himself to this chick? Absolutely not. So does it make sense to explain yourself to a chick? Absolutely not. If she's not cooperating with your agenda, with what you're trying to do, go away. No harm, no foul. You're moving out of her way. You're helping her get to a guy that she's really interested in. And she's actually you're helping yourself get closer to a chick that's actually going to cooperate with you. Don't explain yourself, because that's the problem out here. A lot of men are busy trying to explain themselves to women, and women look at that as a weakness anyway. And this has nothing to do with emotional intelligence. See, somebody who cares about your time, somebody who values your attention, hell yeah, you can explain yourself. You understand? You can talk to that person, be open with them. But for somebody that's literally giving you their ass to kiss, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And it must be this way, and it will remain this way. See, when I'm saying what I'm saying, the women that want certain type of men, they're going to have to understand this. Those men don't need to explain themselves to you. I seen this recently, Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion. There was some comment and the chick's like, you really think that, a woman has to prove herself to this type of guy, but he doesn't have to prove anything to her? Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. I'm speaking clear English. Yes, exactly. The top shelf guy that you want, no matter what it's for, to help clean up your image or whatever, but the top shelf guy that women want, that guy doesn't have to explain himself at all. You have to prove yourself to him. And if you don't like that, get the hell on. You should always view yourself as a top shelf dude. Don't be delusional with it. Work to become better. And don't let a woman ever have you thinking to yourself that you need to bow down and explain yourself to her, because, bro, that doesn't work. So you're thinking that I'm saying it being egotistical. No, it doesn't work anyway. It's not going to breed attraction. And no matter how much women try to lie to you about what they're attracted to, they're not going to tell you what they're aroused by. So don't buy it. Men actually aren't buying it. And they're like, I'm through with explaining myself. So this was women are shocked that men stop explaining themselves in modern dating. Hope you guys got a lot out of it. It's your boy, Josten J. Get with you boys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
I had met this woman, and I had called her like 2 days later. And we were talking with her, and I told her I was going to take her on a date. She was like, okay, cool. So we figured out, you know, we discussed where we was going to go and all that. So throughout the week, we talking on the phone, this and that. Everything good. Everything going fine. So it came around to the day of the date. She called me. And she told me she need to get her hair done. I said, okay. And she wanted me to pay for it. And she told me how much it cost. I said, okay, I'll pay for it. I said, you got a cash app? She said, yeah. I said, send me the cash app. She sent it to me. And I hung the phone up and blocked her.